here. Like clockwork, tick-tock. I'm tick. She's talk. How you doing, Lily?
I'm doing well, John. How are you doing? Hey, everybody.
I'm not bad. I've been having fun with the market. It's nice when you have a plan because you know if you're making headway or not. Instead of sitting in still waters, you have a plan, you know where you're at with your plan. And I've been making a lot of plans here recently. The market's been horrible. Yeah, I've been horrible with it. And I said, time to do some house cleaning, some tweaking, some reevaluating, some new plans. So I've been making headway. So I feel good.
Well, that's good. The market's NASDAQ market's kind of shifting because of Powell talking about only doing 5% increases or 50 points from here on out for a little while. They're going to kind of slow that down a little bit.
I would think that would be good news. I would think.
Well, I mean, you saw how the SPY reacted. Oh my goodness!
The other day
took off. Yeah,
about $10 she jumped in a day, and then she's been going sideways for a while.
Yeah, I think it was about 13, something like that. It was crazy movement.
We haven't seen a whole lot of growth on the OTC markets, volume or anything. No big spikes, nothing going on there. She's just steady, been hanging low. We got news up here, folks. This is news from the last week, all from the OTC market. Actually, news presses. Now, I say that because I do want to show you the other place that I post information that's not news. It doesn't come out in news presses. It comes out in 8Ks, comes out in S1s. But I go through it. I pull out those 6 bullets you need, whatever, and I post them over at our Discord group. There's a lot of extra information over there that you can get just at a snap of your fingers. And I get it up there as fast as I can do it because I understand what timing's all about in this game. So there's a lot of good information. There's been a lot of deals. As a matter of fact, Velmore was on the ball today. She was watching NBLD. If you didn't keep up with the news today, that was news that came out late and it busted open. I think we're over 2,200% on merger news. It just went crazy, folks. I think it started out at 3 cents and it's at 89 cents, 81 cents. Woohoo!
Yeah, it was a phenomenal run today.
I wasn't on it. All right, we're just going to let that news run through once because, we just got better things to do, and you can always come back and look at this later. I am kind of excited about a couple stocks. I don't know if Lily has anything on the table. I didn't even ask you. Do you have anything that you're eager to tell us about today?
Not really. I have one I can talk about, some possible interest and short squeeze stuff going on, but nothing that's major right now. We've had so much interest in tickers that I kind of came here waiting to get everybody's questions and stuff like that and go over that stuff.
I didn't actually get a lot together. Normally I had 7 or 8 of them, but today we have 2 that people asked me about a couple hours ago, so we're going to take a look at those. But I've got 2 I'm very excited about. One is, I'll probably get a comment here, but one is guaranteed money, folks. Guaranteed free money. If you've been keeping up with me on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, I posted this, had a lot of questions. People aren't believing me about this. I'm going to pull it up right now. This is ticker HNR Natural whatever. This company is doing a dividend of $1.75 for every share that you own. That is the correct price right now, 39 cents for every share you own up to December 16th. I can prove this to you right down here. This is the first one. This is the one that gave us the information originally back in July. I told you about it in July. Then they had another one come out in August and September. I told you about that one. Now they're telling us the date. Before they just gave us information that they were spinning out all of their non-energy assets to WDHI, World Diversified Holdings, and the oldest PR tells us it is going to the NASDAQ. It's going up. The last 2 did not say that, so I thought it was going private. I don't know why they're not giving us shares. I have looked at this very closely, and it's over and over again. They keep telling us that the transaction will provide for a dividend of $1.75 of WDHI shares for every 1 share of NHRC held. Now, here is the most recent one. This is the date. Shareholders of record date December 16th, the transaction will provide for a dividend of $1.75 per share for every 1 share of HNRC. Now, the date is December 16th. That is the record date. They will tally up all the names of people who own their shares and put them into the program. After that, they're not looking anymore. But this is the point. The transactions have to settle. The X date is what's really important, not the cutoff date. You have to have them purchased and in and out through the transaction. So you got to give them at least 2 days. Used to be 3 days. So whatever you want in your dividends, you're going to have by December 14th. Now, what that basically comes out to is about a almost 500% gain. Buying a share at 40 cents and getting a dividend for $1.75. Now, there was a podcast. I listened to that, posted that on a video the other day. It was out October 22nd, and the CEO, we are doing the spin out in December and the payout in December. Seems to me they need to have it done before the fiscal year. It just keeps the whole done. So December 14th, whatever you own is supposed to get a $1.75 dividend, and it will be paid before the end of the year. So that's 2 weeks. Now,
is that a one-time thing, John?
Yeah, it's a one-time dividend. Okay. One time. Okay. They never use the word special, but they have 3 or 4 news presses over here. They're very easy to find because they say declares dividend date for asset spinoff, to spin off non-energy assets. So if you want to get all the information, just jump on over here and just read them. But this is what it looks like. In the next 2 weeks, I've already got a position I've built up. I know a lot of people have. And I think I'm understanding it correctly. I've done this once before. I did it 2 years ago, got into a company that was given a one-time special dividend, which looked stupid, which didn't make sense. They were even doing a forward split with it. And when it was all done and said, I was up 7K. So I was very happy with that deal. And you don't get these sort of deals down here in the penny stocks. We just saw one for $15 up on the NASDAQ, but it was a lot expensive. It was not, the dividend wasn't more than the stock price. So it kind of made more sense. This one is blowing everyone away, but it is a one-time payment as far as I can see. But do your homework. It just dropped in price, $38.75. So do your homework. You've got 2 weeks. I think it's worthy. 500% gain on your investment. That's just the dividend coming to you, $1.75. And then you've always got your shares. You can pull those out and get that money back too.
I'm going to look into it for sure. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's got a lot of conversation right now. The other one, now this is something personal with me. I was looking at this stock, TWOH, a while ago. This is a takeout delivery food service up in the Toronto area of Canada. And they've been growing. They're a startup company. There's nothing fantastic about it. Their float isn't too bad. They're down between 30, 44. I think it's 34 million is what they're at. They are making money. It's not blowing anybody away, but they're steadily growing. So I see that they're a solid foundation. So I invested in this back at about 23 cents, I think it was, and it's taken a big fall. Now, I believe in this company, and I think it is a good chart. Let me get rid of all of this for a recovery. So I've been averaging down on it, and I want to get Lily's feel on this because Lily charts differently than I do, and I like to get other people.
I was just looking at that like the last 20 days. I saw it fell so hard. I was like, what caused that?
Yeah, you can see we were back here. I've got a support drawn here. You can see she was sitting here back 6 months ago at 32 cents. Just minding her own business, kind of bored sitting there, not doing much of anything. Had a big drop, found a whole new support here at about 14 cents, right down there. She did bounce off that, found a new high, but she came back. She settled on that 14. And then here recently, with a lot of volume, there was a sell-off. Now, there was no bad news. What I can tell you is about the time I got in, promotional activity started with this company. If you come over there, it says right there, stock promotion, which means whatever you're reading out there isn't hype. You know, they may not have new news, so they just have articles about themselves so that you don't forget about them. But they will have people talk up all their best things that they can, and they pay good money to do that. They are paying these people to write about them. But she dropped at the promotion side. I don't know what the hell happened. And she's come down here, hit a low bubble, which is a low for a year, I do believe. So I am thinking that this company is worthy of, yeah, we've hit a 52-week low bubble at this point. And a lot of volume has come in. Everything's coming into place. So I am looking at this as a huge recovery with a little bit of patience. Just getting back to those supports. We're down here at, she's jumped, well, she's been really stuck at just over a penny 0.2, sitting down here. And I'm expecting her to come up. I figure 45 days is a good swing play for this, to have a plan, not to be impatient. I think she's hit a bottom. I think she really has. I think she's going to start climbing now. And I have bought in more down here. And I think I am right now at about, a penny 6. I think I'm at a penny 6 right now. What do you think, Liddy?
I see in the last, I was just looking at everything you saw. I saw that it dropped so hard, and I don't like how flat it is. I do see the volume. The last 5 days, so really last 3 or so days, but that's what I'm looking at. The last 5 days, ever since about the 29th, it did hit that low bubble at 0.009. It jumped out of a trend line and then touched 0.015, and now it's back into that trend. So the price, I see it going back up now. Now I do. But we need confirmation. We have a few days of this looking really nice and holding steady. So I can see what you're seeing as we're going to start moving back up now.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, now day traders have a hard time, but I know you don't. You do everything. 45 days. I'm giving this 45 days as a swing. I'm looking at the charts. I'm looking at how she swings, the biorhythms, if you will. I think the company has a solid foundation. She's breaking her 200 now. I think that really is a bottom for her. I mean, I'm not saying she won't come back and tap it again, but I can't see her going any lower. And it looks like the chart, the technicals are getting a little bit stronger. So I'm thinking 45 days, buying in at this price, going up to 6 cents is over 500% gains. 13 cents is 1,300% gains. And if it goes back up to 30 cents, and this company, as I said, is growing, they just made another deal just here recently. I mean, that's just mind-boggling profits. So I think right now is a good time to consider the company because she is at such a low, and it is a good buying price. Buying on 1, it doubles at 2. That's 100% gains. Why wait until it hits 5 and go to 10 to double your money? It's just
I see it. I see it climbing back up. The last few days that chart looks prettier than what I saw over the last 20 days. I didn't like that at all. But it's starting to look better now, starting to look stronger to me.
All right, so that's really all I had that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm excited about those 2 companies. There's others, but I am here for you. So let's see.
We do have some comments, John, and we can go ahead and cover those. I'm not familiar with all of them, but let's go ahead and get started because who knows, we might have more people come in and then we won't have time to talk. So Velmore was asking that she's so excited about the stock MBLD, the king of the OTC today. And I think that's the one you were just talking about, correct?
Yeah.
First got in here. Yeah, it had a massive run today. So pull that up on the chart. I mean, nothing before today, you guys, are just flat, just flat. And look at that. So when John and I looked at it, it looked like a reverse split. But no, I think it's the actual movement.
Yeah, if you were to look at it this way, you'd think, oh, that's a reverse split. Because, folks, that is 2,252% gains in one day.
Yeah.
Organic growth. That is not a reverse split. Come on down to, can you see it on the 20? Well, there's your stair steps. Yeah. Reverse splits don't climb. They just shoot and then go. So this started off way down here at about 3.5 cents. Oh, hit a high of 93 cents. Oh, my God.
That's amazing.
3,000% gains before it decided to come down. All right. Why did she do it? That's what everybody's asking. Let's go see. We have got NBLD. DLLD. I got to watch that dyslexia. All right, Nest Builder. Just come on straight into the news. Renewable Innovations. There it is. This news came out today. Renewable Innovations and Nest Builder merge with goals to accelerate clean energy adoption. Now, a lot of people judge a piece of news by its headline, and that's pretty generic. When you jump into this, and I got to be honest, I have not gone through all of this because this happened, well, it just kind of caught me by surprise today. Talk now about it. And the things I've been gathering is that they have got government contracts, don't know a lot. They've charging electric vehicles in 20 minutes. Now, I don't know about that. If they do, that's a home run. That's a home run. That's like having a device on a car that keeps it charged as long as it's moving, it's charging. If they can do that, a charge in 20 minutes, that is a big deal. And maybe that is 3,000% gains is a big ding deal. So this is the news that came out today. And I'm not quite sure when it came out. I don't know how much more it's going to run. That's a huge jump. Let's see if we come down that 5-day, 5-minute. Well, she had virtually no SMAs. We got our 20 because the volume kept pouring in. We got our 50-day because the volume kept pouring in. And we don't have a 200 yet. And she's sitting right on top of that 50-day SMA. Our technicals are still warm. Everything is in a positive place. Our MACD does need to do a crossover right now, but it all still looks pretty warm and strong. I mean, I'd keep my eye on her for bloody sure. However, that's a huge run. And normally on the OTC market, I expect profit takers. All those people, for as far back as we can see, they've been holding forever. They would love to get out. I'm surprised it hasn't sold off more. Honestly, what is the share structure on this thing? How many shares are there to throw back?
That's a good question.
Oh my God. Well, there's only 6 million. This is why it ran the way it did. It's a super low.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can jump into a quarterly right here. Oh, we may not get it on the quarterlies. They don't like to tell you the float. Nope. They'll tell you the outstanding, but they won't tell you the float. You can sometimes get it on Google. Make sure you get 2 or 3 different sites. I just look at the searches. I just put in the name of the company, float, and outstanding. And just see it. Just through your searches, and make sure you get 3 of them at least that agree, because there's all kinds of numbers out there. So all we know is that she's got a outstanding share count of 6 million. So whatever the float is, it's
and for it to be at such a low price when that news came out, I mean, that doesn't surprise me that it moved as much as it did in one day.
Funny, we just lost our prices. We just lost. I don't know where that just went. But there you go, folks. She's got a super low float. It sounds like they got some technology that the military is going to be making use of. And she ran like a bat out of hell on fire.
Yeah.
Probably the hottest stock on the OTC market today, I'll bet you.
And it's still in trend right now. It hasn't dropped out the trend or anything like that. So, I mean, granted, we've had some breathing room in this one after it started moving, but it hasn't just fallen off yet. I don't see a heavy profit taking just yet. I do expect it, though, for it to be at 3 cents. And I do expect to see profits taken. And it wouldn't surprise me if we see it tomorrow morning at open. It wouldn't surprise me. Or, if it gets substantially higher, that could happen. So just be aware of that, because that could happen.
I would expect, and that's what I was leading to. I expect it to come down hard. I'm sorry, but there's just a lot of people who would love to sell. Now, that's why I was looking at how many shares sold, because there has been some selling on the chart. So, and if you add,
it looks healthy for today's movement. That's so healthy. Look at it. It's beautiful.
And let's see what the volume was today. She's not much. She's normally doing 16,000. She did less today. Only 11,000 shares were sold. So if they got 6 million, a spit in a can. That's all we got sold today.
I'll do some more digging on this one because the volume is not there.
Tomorrow morning, there could be.
We might get some sell-off, but we might have more room in this one too, because the shares structure is kind of low. The volume was a little bit low, It almost seems like, yes, we had a
Hold
reaction, but
on.
is it the
Hold on. I'm on the wrong one. I was on the wrong one. Somebody would have caught that on me. There you
what's
go. That's what we had today. There's our movement. 6 million is what she normally does each day. That sounds like the entire float is moved every single day. Wow.
wow?
So today she did 1.9 million. Well, you divide that by 6. That's how many times they had to sell the entire float over in one day. Supply and demand. There aren't enough shares to go around. That'll
Okay.
get a price to spike like that. Absolutely. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would not take my eyes off it tomorrow. Was watch and learn.
Could
That's
see an opportunity maybe for a possible chance to get in if it's going to continue. If you see that volume still in this stock and this ticker, you get them to take profits, watch your trend lines, watch your SMAs, and find a good opportunity to maybe step in if you didn't catch this one. However, it's screamed today, so just be a little weary.
maybe there's something about money in the news too, because she's a shell
Could
risk
be.
right now, which isn't a good thing. And if she loses that, that's a great thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Valmore.
I got 2 stocks that were asked. I do believe it was from Mountain Man, if I remember correctly. He's got to work before he's driving home. And since I don't have this on radio, he's got to wait to get home to see this. He wanted to look at basium, uranium. I normally don't look at a lot of mining companies every now and then if they're producing. This one was at 9.75 cents. Did have some gains today. This had very little volume. This is the one I was looking at, trying to get ahead of the game there. Hardly moved any shares whatsoever. And the share structure on this, well, it could be anywhere from 2 to 24 million. We could jump into disclosure, but the point is, it is a low float. It's not a big float at all. I don't see any news over here. We did have news just a couple days ago, actually. All right. They completed some drilling. They got to test the ground. They drill, pull out core samples, check it to see what's in it, and that's how they know what's down there. They've done a whole bunch of drilling, 6,000 meters worth, and now they got to go through the analysis, see what's going on. And that's really why I don't like mines. There's not a lot of exploration going on like R&D in bioceutical companies. There's a lot of downtime waiting for things to develop. So I'm just impatient.
Yeah.
I'm just impatient. So let's see what we got in any disclosures. So that's about all the activity. I mean, they're doing something. We know they're doing something. I bet they're not making any money. Now, that's not to say they're not making any money. That is to say they're a foreign F on the back means they're foreign. They're probably out of Canada. Yeah, right there on Canada. They file in their own country. They can file here, but they're not forced to. They can file in their own country, and that's probably where all their disclosures are sitting at too. Yeah, see, we don't even get any disclosures. So it's not that they don't have them. It's just they're a foreign company. Let's take a look at that chart for this company.
The chart is completely in a downtrend. I mean, it's hit a low bubble of 8.08, I think, and it's trending back up a little bit, but nothing significant just yet.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. She's still trending down without any bounce, without anything. Yeah. So it's in a holding pattern. And, in this market, it seems people are pretty catalytic driven. I mean, things need to have a purpose. Every now and then you'll see stocks running that you can't explain. Well, every day you see stocks running
that happens.
I'm telling you, it's frustrating because I look at stocks that I want to talk to you about, and it's like, well, what am I going to tell them? It's running. Okay,
Yeah,
next.
No reason.
You can get
There's nothing. It happens.
You can get that on your own. And the other stock we are doing for the early bird is EOSE. OOS Energy, something like that.
We'll call it EOS.
EOS. This is a NASDAQ penny stock right at $1. I don't know if she's been in the danger zone. Under $1 for too long is a no-no on the NASDAQ, can get you thrown off of the NASDAQ. They may be coming out right now, or they may be going under right now. I don't know. Let me see their most newest piece of news. I hope that's not it. That's the 7th. Hello. Okay, we got no news, and they just took my news away. We were just looking at a piece of news.
Well, that's not good.
Revenue of 6.1 million, which is 5.3 million higher than the same period last year. Well, that's a huge jump year over year. That's dynamic. Expenses have increased. Well, that's the cost of doing business. R&D has decreased. So their financials, that they look like they're doing what they're supposed to. I can't tell you if it's all great or bad right now. I'd have to, on NASDAQ, it's really tough to find the float. You got to normally use Google to do that. Find some site that is accurate. But we know it's going to be under 59. Anything else? What were their financials since we're here? Well, they're making, that's a sure 19,000 to 4.4 million. But what's also huge is their loss. The loss has really increased. The more they make, the more they lose. That's not a good scenario.
Price of doing business.
It can be, yeah, and even on the quarterly, things are not good. For every 1,000 that they make, they lose 5,000. So, or for every million. Yeah, so that you got to remember, there's 3 zeros up here. So put 3 zeros behind that. It makes more sense. That's 6 million, and their gross profit is down 43 million. Woo! I don't like those numbers at all. Let's go see what the chart looks like for this.
I'll go ahead and share the chart, John. I got it pulled up.
All right. Oh, I thought you and I figured out how you could lap me just by pushing me away.
Well, I mean, I think if I start sharing over, I think it'll just take over, but I didn't want to be rude.
Oh, don't be rude. Okay.
Anyway, can you see it? Can you see it?
Yeah, we're good.
So the last 20 days, hit $1.66 and it's dropped down and hit 96. So it is holding above the dollar range. That 96 didn't hurt it. But it's interesting why it dropped so much. Not sure what that was about. If you look at the 180-day, the 4-hour chart, it's had some strong movements. I mean, this might be a good opportunity right here in this area, but I don't know what happened here. Why did this sell-off happen? So once that question's answered, this right here, then I would make a decision if I would be interested in trading this one.
What day is that?
Oh, this happened on the 8th of November.
8th of November.
Yeah, been kind of going down ever since until it hit that 0.96 cents, and then it popped from there. And so now we're in a situation like today. Oh, you got it?
That news press was their third quarter financial highlights. That came out on the 7th, and then the price drop on the 8th.
They didn't like it.
Didn't like it.
Don't blame them. Because you were saying how they're kind of losing money right now. Price of doing business. It happens. So they don't. The market doesn't like that. So the last 5 days kind of trending down, hit that 96-cent low bubble, and then it popped up. And this was in the pre-market here. And then it's kind of just going flat. It needs to prove itself. I would give it a few days just to see and check those financials to see if this is a good area to get in if you're interested in this one. But right now, I mean, you can give it some space. This is a 20-day. Give it some space, see what it's going to do. And once you start confirming and seeing that uptrend, then you might have something there.
Oh, boy, that was easy. Comments. I didn't know we had so many comments coming in.
We do. And I have the next one. I think it was Chris. I told him. Yeah, Chris. Yeah. PRDL he wanted to look at.
Let's do it. I got to get my screen up for you. I got to remember that I bowed out there.
Sorry about that. And I'm going to go ahead and pull the chart up and look at it.
Whoops-a-daisy. Wowzy.
I think PRDL is one of the ones that's starting to make moves. I've actually heard about this one.
PRDL.
But I don't know what they do.
It was pointed out to me today. I looked at it today. Anytime I see a stock running, I go looking to find the reason. That's just what I do through the day. That's how you end up with so much information posted from me all day long.
Exactly. And you get confused because it's like, which one did I read that about?
Yeah, I try to remember, but it's difficult.
I did the same thing.
PRDL Profitable Developments had a 23% gain. Got all our green ticks over here. Shell Company, everything's kosher. Doesn't look like any hot water or anything. Do our news to see if there's any catalysts here. I don't see any catalysts in the news. PRP appoints a new CEO. That was over a month ago. New CEO, new direction. Things can start changing. Quarterly report came out 2 weeks ago. Don't see anything going on there. I think this is why I probably didn't make a big deal about it, because this is going to be one of those stocks that it's like, why is it running? Twitter. I'm just going to run over to Twitter and give it to them.
And let's see what they're saying. What's the chatter on it?
Exactly.
The
Chatter is
rumors.
a fly on the wall. Well, here's profitable development. Let's just go right to them. Let's see. That's October 13th. No, you got to have something newer. What? Well, they don't communicate much with their followers, do they?
That's
Shame. What's the point?
Looks like they just set that up on a whim.
Yeah. Thinned out, what's this, 18 hours ago? Thinned out a lot today. I didn't want to talk about it much until we confirmed that the 22 patents were brought over from PMPG, according to the website. They were, and they already are working with a vendor in multiple states. We have license rights to 22 patents in 32 countries. Our patents cover wireless communications from any paved surface or reflective apparatus in, on, or near any paved surface, communicating wirelessly to a terminal.
Yeah, that's the one that has the pattern intelligent road pavements, markers or something. I can't quite remember.
Really?
Sorry, I think I had the police sirens in the background. Sorry.
Oh, no, that was perfect. You were talking about all that, and it was like, how'd you do the sound effects? I like that.
It was a car. Somebody being bad in my neighborhood, y'all. Anyway, so they do have a lot of patents and in 32 different countries. I did see that much. And looking at this one, I'll share the chart real quick, John, just because I don't know what I just hit. That is
no, I did that. Go for it.
Okay. So I did not want to do that, whatever that was. Don't blow my face up. Don't blow my face up. All right, so PRDL, this is the 1 hour, 20 days, just nothing, 0.0003, the triple three. And then it's just starting to move. So 0.0017 where it hit today. This is still pretty low in comparison of where it was, or where it could go. So it's still a huge move. This right here is your last 6 month, your 4 hour chart. Still a huge move. I would look for it to kind of calm down and rest, come back down a little bit for it. So I like it on the dips, but I still think we're in a spot where it might have some more room. There's a lot of chatter going on with these patents and stuff like that. And I don't know if this is huge technology or not. I don't know how beneficial it'll be.
If you jump to the yearly chart, you can get yourself some good expectational room there.
Oh, there you go. Right there. So the 0.0026, it's hit that before. So we have room there for that to happen. This right here would be resistance at 0.0014. Right here where you see my line going across. That was resistance from before. It couldn't get back over it. So we're already over that area. I would like to see it hold there. Or if it dips down, I would like to see it not too far under that and still picking up with volume. If so, then I look for this to kind of keep moving. So that's something to keep an eye on right there. And I had this one wrote down really quick just to talk about. I don't know much more besides what you saw on Twitter. That's what I know or what I've heard is going on. But that's your yearly chart, like the 3 year. I mean, look at that. This is back in our big bull run. But
that wouldn't happen to be February 2021.
Probably. No, it's October.
Yes, good. It's
October 21. So it can do it. Now, the thing is it because the market was going down that we got this big sell-off here? Is that what happened? Just kind of the market sentiment here? Or was there something huge here? And maybe it's not an issue now that they've changed CEOs or whatever else news they have happening. Maybe that's not a concern anymore. I don't know. Check into these things, you guys. October 21, see what's going on in that area. And then follow up with what's happening now. But I don't hate this one just because the price ranges, the double zeros, and it's still building up. I would like to see it probably come back and hold this 50-day, the SMA here at 0.0011. 0.0014 was resistance, looking for that to be support. So if it dips down in this area, I wouldn't hate it still. I think that's still a good spot as long as your volume's there. And this could be a potential play. So just be patient with that one. All right, John, is that good?
We got who wants to see that? Screen Guy 3, IDIG. Boy, I put a video on this the other day, and I couldn't say it right to save my life. I had it printed everywhere right, but I was saying it wrong over and over again.
Well, I just read it in the comments. When I read it, I was like, "Did you?"
And I'm just going to call it I dig. I
dig.
I can't
dig
get
it.
that wrong. All right, let's bring up my screen. We did talk about this the other day. Yeah, where are we at? I dig. She had a big bounce back here. It was the one thing. Now, let me refresh my memory before we jump into that chart because I can't remember. I dig. All right.
So it has a pink limited on it.
Okay, Luna. This is the company that acquired Luna Mobile. You know who Luna is. The phone.
I remember that. Yeah.
This is the phone company. Now, they've got their own brand of phone out there, but their technology is also being used by other people in their own products. For example, Microsoft. Microsoft has got a deal with a perpetual deal for some of their patents to use their technology in Microsoft's devices. And this little penny company got a hold of Luna, who is working with Microsoft and does have money coming in. This is a shell company. That ain't going to be there very long. So that's what had this thing running. Now, when you look at the chart, not a whole lot's been going on. She flexed here a little bit between 2 cents and 8 cents, something like that, but really nothing to talk about. This day, though, I can't remember why she ran on April 29th. There was a reason. She jumped and she got all the way up here from 2 cents. So you're looking at a 2,600% run, kind of like
that
what
was
we just had today.
That's crazy. Yeah. So what's happening right now looks healthier than that.
Yes. And she's right. That was just a surge, but you could see what went on. Coming down to that 20-day 1 hour. That's the last. Well, this doesn't trade every day. That's the other thing I remembered about this. She was not being traded. It started to trade. She took off. That's 20 days. I can't really. 1, 2. This day here, what is that? That's November 25th.
Yep. It's hard to read.
But she's definitely on an uptrend. All of her technicals are screaming.
What's the float on this one, John? Because the chart's just.
That's very important.
It looks nice, but it looks like a low float.
I'll tell you what, I'm just going to do this. I know
those are harder to read.
But I'm just going to jump into here and put in the word float because I have not been getting the right numbers up on that board right there. So you can tell I've been here before. 2.2 million.
See,
absolutely a micro float.
That's low. Yeah.
That's ridiculously low.
So I had to turn on my Hakanashi candles just so I could see what's happening. It's hard to read.
I'm using the Hakanashis also. Let me turn those off so you can see the difference.
Yeah, it's just.
You've got these bald lines here, and when you're looking at a bald line, you can't tell, is that wanting to go up or is that wanting to go down?
Yeah, there's not enough information. And if you back out even further, like a bigger view, it gets really messy then.
Yeah, they're just dashes. Right. And I mean, you can't read. And there's actually more information in the bar. And the Heiken Ashi shows you that information. It at least shows you tendency of pressure, travel. You can see when it jumped. Sometimes you can't even see that straight line. You just miss it because it's buried.
Yeah.
So
there's definitely something going on here. Yeah, there's something going on here. I don't know what, like Screen Guy was saying there's no revenues, so.
But they got Vodafone, which has revenues. They're already getting paid by Microsoft and royalties. So iDig has now got a subsidiary that's going to bring their revenues in, but this just happened. So we've got to give it. And I do believe that we've got to see the financials. Vodafone's been a private company, so they're going to release the financials to us so that we know, because now they're public. We have a right to know those numbers. And that will be reflected in the next quarterly report.
I would keep an eye on it. I'm not mad at it. I think there's something going on here for sure.
And let's see this bounce right here. That's 14 cents. That bounce right there is 100% bounce in 5 minutes. That goes from 14.5 cents up to 32 cents.
That's so fast.
That's
If you're
what a
playing
short
one
call
like
is.
this, y'all be careful because they do move fast. 5 minutes. I mean, you could take a bathroom break. You know, that's you ain't
Right?
got coffee and you missed it. So be
It's
careful.
happened.
Yeah,
Why didn't I hold that pee? Why didn't I hold it?
have your sales set or your stop set or whatever. Just realize it is a lower float, but it does have potential.
All
Absolutely.
right, we got
Oh,
another one
and
up there.
somebody's asking about oh yeah, we do have another one. I don't want to jump in front of somebody. So sorry. Vuli. I saw somebody asking about COSM, and I'm going to cover that one. It looks like it'll be next.
Oh,
All right.
COSM.
So yeah, but ASTA, Vuli was asking about ASTA. Just got out EM today. EM.
COSM or COMS? Because both have been playing.
Oh, I was going to the other comment first. I was just letting the person
Okay,
know.
Oscar.
So, ASTA. Yeah, but we will
Yeah,
cover
that was
COSM
running.
in just a minute.
That was running today.
And they said just got out of EM today. What is EM?
That is expert market.
Thank you. Thank you. I call it the gray market. Okay, got it.
The gray market is different than the expert market.
I thought they were related.
The expert market is reserved for companies that are late on filings. It was created when they changed the rules in September of 2020.
Oh, I thought they were hand in hand terms. My bad.
Yeah, the gray's been around for a while, and then they created the expert for all those companies that have just been abandoned on the open market. That February run we had in 2021, companies that had no filings for 10 years, no management, no revenues, were running 1,000%.
Yeah.
Anyone who got into them and didn't sell lost their money because there's nothing there. It's just a dead boat on the water.
It's a dead company. You're getting
hyped up. Came around and they yanked them all off. There was 1,200 of them that came off in one day. So yeah, it's a busy motel.
I know what you're talking about now because I played some of those. I mean, I saw it, but I also knew there was nothing, all this hype that was coming, there was nothing backing it up. So this one's off the expert market, which is good news. So
yeah,
what's going on?
I didn't know it came off the expert market today, though. Now, folks, you can get that information every single day before the bell goes off. Come over here, find that symbol change here and hit that arrow. Scroll down, tier changes. Right here, it will tell you the old tier, it went from the gray market to the pink today. That's a winner. You're looking for anything going up into the safe zone. Those are stocks that have a potential of running 50, 100, 1,000%. Absolutely. Yep. Coming out of the expert market, we've got a few of them here. Geez, there was quite a lot of them today. Now, that's a shame, too, because I was here first thing this morning, and there was nothing. And I posted there were no tier changes. Liar. I just got here too early. The coffee wasn't made. So this is where you find them. And it does come out before the bell. I was here at about 7:30. There it is. Asta. Fell off the expert market straight to pink limited. Wow. Straight to pink limited, which isn't the best zone. That means there's still something they're working on, but they're out of jail. They're
out of jail.
Yeah, they just got an anklet on now. You know, they're being but that's how much excitement there was just coming off the expert market. I'm sure if we look at this company, we're not going to see any other sort of catalyst. That will probably be it. Ton of shares.
So if they came off today, correct?
Yes.
So they could trade with normal traders today on 12-1, and it spiked in pre-market. It spiked, and it looks like a lot of profit taking was made because I think the expert market can be traded by your hedge funds and bigger money, stuff like that. Correct, John?
Yeah, people behind the scenes, not us. They can trade it.
So the people behind the scenes have been running this up since November the 11th. They took their profits today.
That is a strange thing because when stocks go on the EM, the expert market, they normally get obliterated. They normally go below the floor of 0001, whatever the price was. They go down to 4 or 501.
It did actually hit zero at some point. So that was back in, August of 22. And it's been kind of building up since then. But huge moves have been made on ASTA since November the 11th. And it looks like profits were taken today.
So all I see is an annual report was put in a week ago. I don't even see the attorney letter. They've got to have an attorney letter. I'm surprised that they're on the pink limited with the little IC here, but they are, plain and simple. That chart, oh, she has been, what's her high right there? She was double
Uh,
03, and she
yeah,
fell
and
to
it
zero, as you said. You gotta love a stock that actually hits the floor. Can't
it
go any
did.
lower than zero.
It
That
did
is
hit the
it.
floor.
But to actually see a stock being pushed up before it gets back on the market, I mean, yeah, you'll see a stock push back up to 0001, 0002, and it was 2 cents before
Yeah,
it went to EM. But to see it pushed up this way, that's impressive. Wow.
was impressive. And they took profits at 0.0098. And they did that in pre-market where you still can't trade it. And it was kind of falling once it opened. It didn't fall real hard, but profits were taken.
Yeah,
It was
that's a 1 year high by a long
yeah,
shot, a mile.
it's an amazing move right there. So, but I don't know what ASTA has going on for them. Getting out of off the expert market is really good. I don't know what they've done to reorganize or regroup and how they're looking for the future. I don't know if we have enough news on that to really tell at this point.
Yeah, just do some digging around on that one.
Yes.
When you're dead in the water, you normally don't pay for news presses, so you just wait.
All right.
Okay.
COSM, John. COSM. We got to talk about it.
COSM. See, I'm always waiting to see which one it is. It's gonna. All right, this is Cosmos. This
Yes.
isn't the food company. COMS. Every day, both of these COMS and COSM are. They're
They've been
totally different
confusing.
companies. They got nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
They just have similar tickers, and they're both. Watch them. Watch them. You can't lose. They are dropping, and then they're bouncing
Yes.
again. There's lots of money.
That's what I wanted to cover. So COSM has dropped. I'm not sure. I hadn't looked at it recently. I know it was coming down. Yeah, today was pretty ugly. So when it didn't hold the trend line, because we talked about this probably last Thursday, John, we were on, because I drew up a trend line. You know, I'm just going to go ahead and pull it up real quick. Let's do that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then we can cover any of the news we see going on with it.
Yeah.
This is just chart stuff and what I've heard and seen. All right, so we talked about it on the 23rd, 26th, something like that. So we saw how it was moving, and that's what I was telling everybody. I love it. It's coming back in these trends. As long as it holds this trend line, I'm happy with it. But it didn't do that. It's giving it all back. So we've got a lot of profit taken here, or something's happening. Really, I got some news on it. What I've picked up recently was
that is a beautiful. It really shows the value of channel lines. Look, I mean, as soon as she broke out, you knew where to watch it. And boy, once she came out of that channel, her basement was gone, wasn't it?
Yeah. But the thing is, tomorrow, I think that's what's happening. Tomorrow, they're talking about doing a voter. They're going to vote for a reverse split. That's what I'm picking up. So that might be why we are seeing this right now. People are not sure. They're uneasy. So they're kind of taking profits and getting out of the play. So I would just watch it, because the thing is, even we do need to find out what they vote tomorrow. What are they going to do? So that's going to happen. But usually the reverse splits don't happen the day of the vote. So there is some time here. Now, I want to say there's probably still some short squeeze potential in this one. I can't remember if this is the one that's leaving the market. I can't remember what it's doing. I have so many
right now trying to get some bullets for us.
Yeah, there's so many of them that, let's see, I wrote down COSM. I'm pretty sure. Yep, there's a possible squeeze, but it's already squeezed a good bit, you guys. Just realize that. It's been shorted probably from the high. And then this whole talk of the reverse split has helped people short for sure. So the vote is tomorrow. We'll see what happens with that. And if the short interest is still really up there, this could be an opportunity. So right now, I'll get closer. We'll get into the day. Oh, this is the day. Oh, my goodness. Let me just pull it up closer. There we go. See how it fell out? And I'm going to show y'all something real quick. I'm going to draw a little trend line here.
Yeah, we like your trend lines.
So right here, see this? See how it was doing? It would hit this area. And it would keep hitting it. So you're going to try to, it's going to test it. It's breaking out of it, and it comes back, and it tries it again, hits it, comes back. And now we're starting to trend up in the after hours. Look at that. So let's get closer. So you know what? I got the Hakanashis on. Let me turn that off. This is a normal chart, and it messes with me. All right, back to our candle trend. Okay. So right here, we're starting to trend back up. So then we take a line and draw it up under it. Are we going to hold it? And right about there. So we're going to hold that trend line there. We could see some, now you can give it room to breathe, but this could be an opportunity that the vote goes well or whatever, that this is still going to go on, keep going, because the vote, I think they have to have it done before January something.
That information, Lily.
It is chatter. It's just chatter that I've seen. That's what I've seen. Just people talking about it, other people streaming about it. I think it's something that's scared. And I mean,
I see the CEO just made a huge purchase of almost 500,000 shares.
Well, that's good. That's good news to know too. So put all that stuff together.
They're stopping a public offering that they were going to do. They've changed their mind. That's about all I can see. I don't see.
I'm pretty sure I heard split vote, but it might have been a public offering. That is something else that can scare people. If it was a public offering, it can be anything like that. So it looks like right here, finding value, it's holding. Just take it and do a trend channel on it and see what it's doing, and then wait for your opportunity to jump back in. But realize the risk, because while I can tell you right now, it's not the same as it was. You saw what it did. See this? It's amazing. Right now, we're in an uncharted territory, and we don't know what's going to happen. So if you decide to play it in this area, I'm going to go back to the 5-day. If you decide to play it in here, you need to have stops. You need to protect yourself, or you need to be willing to buy just a little and then buy more later. Okay? So just have a plan for that if you want to trade it and see if it's going to continue, if it's going to come back in this trend line, which would be probably about tomorrow. I would say above, right now it's 55 cents. Tomorrow probably be around 52 to 50 cents. It might be a little bit higher, but you'll start seeing that, and you can look at it yourself with your trend lines. So just realize what's happening. You can take a regular regression channel, you guys, and just pop it on there. You see it right there. This is just normal regression channel, nothing fancy. So once you see it start trying to get back over that and holding it, then you have something that's getting stronger. And then watch the volume. That's it.
It's perfect. Hey, since you got your charts up.
Oh, I can pull it back up. Sorry.
Anything new about AABB?
Well, actually, I was going to talk about that. I forgot all about it. Thank you, John.
Well, thank me.
We talked about it last week.
He's bringing it up again. Thank you, Larry.
Good. Yeah, so welcome. So let's go back to AABB, because I did revisit that one. I knew we talked about it last week. And it was doing beautiful. So when we talked about it, I'll just go to the 10-day, because we were the 23rd when we talked? I want to say it's 23rd. Yeah. So we were right here in this area, and we talked about AABB, you guys.
Oh, good things to talk about. Yeah.
I know, right? Beautiful. Yeah. So if you got into that one or got interested, because that's what I think I was saying, you could scale in. So watch it and start seeing if we get some more strength, because I liked it in this area. We've given a lot back on that company, and it was starting to hold up here. So that's what, you see it right here where it's consolidating. So I'm assuming, seeing that kind of movement, definitely start purchasing and getting your buys in. And look at the movement we had. Oh my gosh, it went to 0.05, which is amazing. And it's still holding from what I can tell. Let's get to the 5-day, 5-minute. It's still holding right here on your 50. It's trying to cross back over with the 9. So, or the 13, sorry. But it's still holding up pretty good. We did have some profit taken here, but it's still looking really well. But if you were in it, if you took some profits today, I do not blame you, and you should. And you should have stops for these types of trades, because you don't know what's going to happen. Right now, it's looking pretty healthy. I still like it. If it was to give up, I'm going to do a channel on it real quick. Oh, you got lots of room here. So your SMAs are pretty solid on this one. Your 200s down here, this dark purple one. So it's doing really well, but it can play in this channel and still be healthy. The 200 sitting on 0.0425 right now. So it's really in a good spot. Nice place to take profits. When it comes to resistance, I would like it to see right about here. I would love to see it hold up right there, which is 0.442, 0.0442. I'll give it a little bit of room, 0.04. So hold up in that area and then continue on. That would be really nice to see for, next legs up and stuff like that. So you can give it a little bit of room, but make sure you have your stops. Make sure you're taking profit. Don't hold something, think it's going to go to the moon and you're just going to keep buying more and you get in the hole. No, take your profits. So if it helped anybody, I am so glad. So glad it helped you guys.
Lots of little ones instead of one big one.
That's right.
You'll find you end up with more in the long run, honestly.
That's right. So I'm glad if it helped. That's amazing. I've liked ABB for a long time, so I'm an investor in it myself. But I've traded it several times. I was out, I was in, I was out, I was in. So I don't hold on to anything. Just follow the news on it, you guys.
I see we've got a question about BOMO from Morris and Wright. Well, BOMO. Okay. Quick way to do this. I put a post out on Twitter. It's a bullet, makes it nice and easy. BOMO, previously Cruzani, on November 22nd, approved a reverse split of 1 and 1,000. That's going to leave a float of 24 million. They've also have increased their authorized share count from 40 to 65 billion. So not only do they have more shares in the bank, those are shares they're holding to do whatever they want with, buy a company, put them on the market for a public offering, whatever. Plus they're doing the reverse split, which brings in more shares for the bank. So they're loading up their bank right now. Just filed. There's no effective date yet for this. We're waiting for it. I do believe BOMO is down at 0003 right now. BOMO is reshaping how businesses find talent and provide quality on-demand experience. This is an AI recruiting job employment thing. Find you a job, headhunter, all that sort of stuff, except they're using all this new AI stuff. And I don't understand it, but it's supposed to be new and faddish with something we're already using, just a better version of it. So BOMO, what was the float on this bad boy? I think it's big.
It's a bad boy.
It is a bad boy. Shares in the float. Whoa. And they've got 40 billion already. They're going up to 65. They're going to take most of these back, and it's going to leave 24 million. After this is done, that's what's going to be left. And I'm sure I said in my video, I like BOMO. I think they're going to probably do well. But you don't want to get in now. You want to wait till after the split. And don't get in at the bell. Yeah. Wait for it to tumble. Wait for all the disappointed investors to bail ship. Bring it even lower. Because remember, if they do a 1 in 1,000, I think that takes it up to 10 cents. That'll be a 10-cent stock. For every penny it drops from 10 cents, that's a huge drop down here. I mean, that is a huge drop.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you're getting a better deal waiting for it to drop up at the top of the tree instead of the bottom of the tree. Just let that bad boy fall. And then when all the disappointed sellers get out, that is when you're going to have an appealing stock, a new low float at a new low price, and your new buyers are going to come in and start pushing it up. Wait for a couple confirmation bars, grab yourself a position.
That's right. That's how you do it. And then always manage those positions, you guys, always. And be willing to take your profits. And I try to encourage everybody to have a plan for every trade you're going into. You need to know how much you're willing to put into it. You need to know how many buys you want to make. You need to understand that your broker may charge for your buys and your sells. So that makes no sense to buy 50 or 100 shares if it's going to cost you, I don't know, less than 5 cents or less than a penny, and then your charge is $6.95. So that's the difference in the OTC. You need to kind of get a plan for that and say, okay, I really like this one. Looks good. Got some potential here for a run. How much am I willing to buy and where?
And right now you would expect sell-offs. Most people don't like reverse splits. You definitely don't like them with penny stock or sub penny stocks. The whole point to sub penny stocks is the fact that you can have millions of shares. And if somebody comes along and says, I'm taking I'm going to give you one share for every 1,000 shares,
or every 50,000 shares, every 10,000 shares, they will wreck you. You.
I've had them done up to 1 in 30,000 before.
Woo.
For the potential. It's the fact if it's down here, if I get in here, this little seed can be a big oak tree with lots of acorns that I can harvest in. But then they come along and take all your seeds. And it's
you take your acorns and run.
So you can see she's had a huge run here before. I can't tell you what it was. I probably knew it one time.
Yeah, and then I'm looking at it with candle trend, John. This is the most picket fence chart I have seen, especially in the most recent times. On picket fence all the way down. Not pretty. Not pretty.
Yeah, picket fence. She was flat for a long time. We did get a nice run there from the floor, 0001 up to 001. Well, double 1,000 gains. She came back down to her 200, and now she's low again. I mean, great God.
I mean, it is low.
Yeah,
it is low.
You can't go hardly any lower. We're at what? Oh, come on.
333, I think. 222.
Mine says 0001.
Does it? Hold on, let me look.
Mine says it's the absolute
Oh my
floor.
God, it is. Yeah. It's at 0001. And it could stay
now,
there.
The
I mean, look how
now is double that. I actually averaged down a stock today. It wasn't BOMO. I did the math to see if it was better because at this price, if you could literally get it at 0001, you can buy 1 million shares for $100 bill. But you got to do the math. If they do a 1 in 1,000 split, you're going to end up with 100 shares at 10 cents. Is it going to be worth it if they start dropping 5 cents? Maybe if the bounce brings it back up. This has always been the argument. Buy before or buy after the split.
I like it. After. Buy after with volume. You can see that there's other traders trading it. Buy after. I never buy before.
And there's no excitement right now. She's skidding across the floor. She's just rolling like a penny flipping. She could go flat. You might get it at 0001. But I would wait. But you do your own math. Some people like to play with the numbers. And I'm telling you, folks, if it actually goes down to 0001, you are getting twice as many shares. I know it sounds stupid, but listen, twice as many shares as the next price, 0002, for half the price. Twice as many for half the price. Yes. And as soon as it moves back to 2, you've made 100% gain just like that.
Well, if I was going to do that, because 0001, I mean, you're on the floor. You're on the floor if you can get it. If you can get it. I don't think you can, but if you can get it, I think those people would already have, and they'll sell it to you at point, 0002. So no. The thing is, though, once the reverse split happens, and I wouldn't use no more than grocery money if I'm going to play with that and see how it works out, just because I want to experience it or something.
I wouldn't play the game. I would just.
I don't like it.
Split. Wait to the dip.
Yep. And let's see what the trend is after the split, because it could be just as dead as it is right now, especially after people get out or profit take.
Do your DD. Learn as much as you can about BOMO and see if you like them. Maybe by the time they do the split, you have changed your mind.
Make a plan. John, I think we had a great time. I think we answered everybody's questions on particular tickers. We do? Where?
Right underneath you. Right.
Or ticker. Oh, right. I'm so sorry. I didn't see I saw BOMO.
Well, you're not wrong.
I'm sorry, Jerome. I'm being hateful to you.
It was under your nose, too close to see. At least as I'm looking at you. It's
I was looking, I was reading. I was like, I don't see any more tickers.
All right, let's start with
Let's look at right.
Oh, that's not bad. She's stair-stepping up. She's taking her time doing it, but she's not falling. That's a good sign. Technicals on the 4-hour look like she's actually getting some more heat built up. Rolled down to her, this support that we had drawn here for looks like maybe a year ago. Nope. 3 years ago. I looked at this a while ago. Looked at it. May of 2021. I don't know why. I don't remember what was going on.
It was moving like everything else in 2021.
But you can see, even looking at that, you can see she is rolling back up. She's coming back up into this area here where she was doing some big bounces off of this area. She's worked her way back up there. That is a weekly chart, though. Every single bar is 1 week of trading.
True.
20-day, 1 hour. Well, she's sitting right on top of her 200-day SMA. Looks like she's pushing down right now at this very moment. Let me back out to the 4 hour.
Definitely an uptrend for the last, almost 6 months, John. Since May of this year, there's an uptrend here.
Absolutely is. I mean, it's not one that a day trader might appreciate, but if you're looking for slow to grow, this is doing nicely.
Nice swing.
Oh, get off of there, Pink. That's close enough. Yeah, she's been growing for 6 months. And I always tell people, look for a stock that's been growing for at least 3 to 4 weeks if you want some security. Well, that's security there. I don't know anything about the company. I don't know what she does. Let's take a quick look at Wright. It looks like she's on a dip right now, so maybe something's not pretty at the moment.
It is. But, looking at the overall, just 3 years, and when it did have those massive moves, the 0.0012, I would want to see it above that. It looks like it's hanging right on it.
4.3 billion in the float.
Ooh.
They're at that buy price, that 001. It's one of my favorite buy prices. The 0001s, you could be waiting a long time to buy it and sell it.
Yeah.
001, you got a better chance of getting that price. And they start to move faster. You find second gear when you get to 2 zeros. So I love to buy this because going from 1 to 2, it's not as long a wait as going from any of the others. So that's a nice buy price. Any news? We had news. Oh, that was over a month ago. No fresh news to push it. We had a quarterly report come out about 2 weeks ago. No new filings. So there's nothing going on, at least that the company's talking about. We'll give one poke over here and see what's going on. What you got for us? Oh, no. You come up again. RITE. That's not Rite Aid, though, is it? No.
No. This is Mineral Right.
Mineral Right. Yeah, I knew it wasn't Rite Aid at that price.
No, Rite Aid, I think it's on the NASDAQ, where it was.
Not seeing any news here.
But we are on an uptrend.
Seeing a lot of other things, but not seeing any news.
You can keep looking, John. Here, I'll just go ahead and share it real quick. You keep looking. I'm going to share this chart really quick.
Yeah, you should be able to jump on top of me, but I can jump out.
All right, can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the 4 hour. So you're past 6 months, definitely in an uptrend. And here's the thing, you were asking about it now. I have to assume you're asking because you're interested in maybe getting in this particular stock. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm just looking at the chart. So here's the thing. I wanted to see it hold 0.00 or double 12, 0.0012, hold that and go higher. But I would not buy it at 0.0012, not until it actually confirms that it's going higher. And then 0.0012 would be support. So that's how I would treat this one right now. I think you could probably give it a little bit of room to revisit the bottom of this channel, which is going to be 0.888 to 0.999. So you might be able to get a nice buy-in there if you're wanting to play the continuation of the uptrend. So
there's
be patient there.
Going on right now. The company put out a tweet, and they're saying that they are working on legal steps to get an acquisition downstream. But they've got no information right now. Once they have it, they're going to release it on Twitter. Their account is Mineral Right Corporation. So it's anticipation, and there's up and downs right now until it comes out, and we don't know when.
So right now it's just speculative. It'll probably die off or cool down, and you could probably get a nicer buy-in price, where I was saying at the bottom of that trend line. Now, the reason why I'm saying the 0.0012, I'm going to take you back to 3 years. You see how this chart moved, and it's got a lot of shares in the float. I think John said it was over 4 billion. That's a lot. And the most it ever gave was 0.0033, and very quickly, and it's back down. So the reason why I'm saying that, look right here. Yep, here, I'll make it easier. I'm going to put a price line for you or for all of you. So right here, you see that? You see, and go a little bit further right here. The bottom of these candlesticks where they're hitting, and then they break out and they come back, try to retest it, and they held here and then they gave it up. This is a problem area. This is a resistance area. Should have been support back then, couldn't hold it. This is going to be a little bit of resistance here at 0.0012. So you want to wait for it to get over and hold that if you're wanting to buy in this area, or wait for it to calm down, let it dip a little bit, and get a better price. Probably between 999, 888, something like that. You could shoot for buying at 999, see how it goes, but manage the position because something could change. Like, it sounds like this is speculative. So I just wanted to bring that up, show kind of the history of why you're looking at that, because you can see where these candles are hitting. Bam, bam, bam. You can see where it was trying to come up here and it hit it. So this is a resistance right here. Point
on top of 12. We may have something to talk about.
Exactly. So until it is, you can just wait. Or while you're waiting and being patient, you might get a chance at the bottom of this trend line, which is a recent uptrend, to get in this area. So wait for that. Just be patient, whichever way it's going to go. It'll prove it to you one way or the other, up or down. And that's all I want to say.
New names up there today. That is great. I see we have a husband-wife team.
Nice.
Husband and wife team watching us.
Nice.
Robon Meganson, thank you for stopping in, my friend. Whimsy Chick, kind of like that name.
Yes, Whimsy, you miss COSM. I did cover it, so go back in the video. I did go over it a little bit. I had heard there was going to be some type of reverse split. I could be wrong, but I think that might have been why we had a sell-off. I picked up that it was for December 2nd is a vote for it. So it's just a vote. But I think it's kind of shaking what's going on right now. That's where it starts.
It's a done deal.
Exactly. So follow that. See if you could find something. John couldn't find anything, so it could just be rumor. I don't know. But we did go over it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here with us and joining us. We have a spammer, John.
Appreciate your time. Hope the information is helpful. I know we don't cover everything, but hopefully we cover something that you didn't know and is helpful to you.
Yeah. And next week, bring your tickers. I'm not sure if I'll be here next week, John. We'll see. I'll let you know. But if I'm not, guys, I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Well, we hope you are. If not, I'm sure I'll have somebody who knows more than me.
It's tentative right now.
And as always, folks, seriously, the invite to come over to Discord, that's why we put these out, because we would like you to join us over there. That's why I have a Twitter account, so that you people can see. And folks, honestly, I am one of the least of the best they've got over there. They have got some excellent traders, some excellent chart readers, option players, small cap traders. I mean, honestly, if you want to learn all different aspects, or you just want to focus, come on over. We would love to.
We have everything. And if y'all want to hit us up on Discord, I put a link in the comments for you guys. You could follow John's link too. It's the same, except for the end of it, it'll say Wizard. So either one.
Before we go off, just 1 minute. I do want to show this to you because I want you to know what you're missing, folks. You know that I post news. I post news every single day. All over
it's loaded down in the Discord with news. John is all over it, you guys.
Oh, yeah, I've got to come over here. I'm sorry. The Discord group is right here. This is over here under News by Jersey. It'll be over here on the side. There's a lot here, folks.
There it is. There it is. That's
all my videos are here. I post these here every night. Every bankruptcy I find, every NASDAQ delisting, every reverse split, every forward split, and I break it down for you. Now, most of this is not news presses. These are 8Ks and S1s, and I'm going into them, I'm reading them, extracting the information you would like to see, and I'm putting it here for you. These are the plays day traders are looking for. We know what bankruptcies do. They bounce up. Yeah, it's bad news. Who cares? We know what they do.
They own it.
Endless. Just filling it up, and I feel it's not getting as appreciated as it could, and that means you're not making as much money as you should be.
Sean is the best at that. He really is. And he cares about all you guys. We both do. So come see us. Come trade with us. You can get in the chats there, and you can ask us questions all day long. And if we have a lot of interest, we can get on mics and talk during the week, you guys. You don't have to be without support. Anyway, thank y'all for joining.
Yeah, see you next week. Same place, same channel, maybe same people.
Thanks, John. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye, folks. I know where that off button is. It's right there.